What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm answering a question. That's not really a question, but it's something that other people say, but I'm going to be answering it like it's a question. And that question is Matthew Stafford overpaid? Let's get it started. Basically, I was working on a video. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it on, how far the Detroit Lions are from the playoff team, comparing them to playoff teams and what they need to do to become a playoff team, stuff like that. I was working on that. And then I started to look at Matthew Stafford, and then I saw more trade talk. And then this kind of came out, right? Because then I'm seeing other people talk about, the biggest reason we need to trade Stafford is because he is overpaid. Now, I understand the arguments if you want to make an argument about injuries, if you want to make an argument about a lot of that stuff. But overpaid, it's not a very good one. It's not a very good one. I'm going to tell you why Stafford is not overpaid as a quarterback. And this is a very bad argument to use. So I think we already did the intro. So let's just hop right into it. So basically the thought is that Matthew Stafford is overpaid as a quarterback in the league, okay? Matthew Stafford is getting paid too much. And when people say this, they don't say he's getting paid too much for results. They say he's getting paid too much because that means we don't have enough money to go around to fix the rest of the team. A lot of people look at this and they say, okay, well, here's the problem. The Lions would be better if we didn't pay Stafford so much. What? Like what? Okay, and how does that make any sense? Well, let's just get rid of Stafford. We'll save more money and we'll focus it on other places. Then we'll be better. Like, if Stafford wasn't here, we'd save so much more money. We'd be a better team. We're paying him too much money. That is the thought. A lot of people point to teams that have young quarterbacks, and they're like, oh, well, look at the Chiefs. Look at them. They're barely paying our quarterback anything, and that's why they're so successful. Well, first of all, they're on rookie deals. Let me just point that out. Him and Deshaun Watson, they're too young. So, you know what I mean? They're going to get less money because they're still on that rookie deal. Yes, at one point, Stafford was on a rookie contract. But after those are up, you better believe that Patrick Mahomes and most likely Deshaun Watson are going to get the bling. They're going to get some bling. I'm just saying. So let's look at some players here, because that is the thought, that Stafford is paid too much. He's paid too much. And since he's paid too much, and what do I mean by too much? Well, too much, it means, I guess, in some people's argument that, you're getting paid too much money for that team to be successful. Oh, okay. So let's look at the quarterbacks. Let's look where Stafford actually lands when he's paid too much, because that's just thrown out there. I got people telling me, like, oh, he's the highest paid quarterback in the league. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, what stat are y'all looking at? Like, at one point, for like a week or something, he was the highest paid quarterback at one point years ago. Well, that's just because they gave him the new contract, and that's how it works. Everybody keeps becoming, the highest paid quarterback. So let's actually look. Is Stafford the highest paid quarterback? Well, let's already bust that myth. No, he's not the highest paid quarterback. Actually, average-wise, the highest paid quarterback by year is Russell Wilson. He's 31 years old, which is Stafford's age right now. He's making $35 million a year. $35 million. Now, he's getting paid $35 million, but yet they're a playoff team. Okay, that's strange. I know Matthew Stafford and Russell Wilson, like a lot of people are going to take Russell Wilson. I'm taking Stafford, I'm just saying. I know a lot of people take Wilson. They're not too far apart. Let's all agree that even if you take Wilson, he's not on a completely another level as Matthew Stafford, right? Can we all agree on that? Can we, at least when Stafford's healthy, we can agree on that. All right, next up, at number 2, the second highest paid quarterback, average salary, a 37-year-old Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, if anybody's trying to come in the comments and tell me that Ben Roethlisberger is better than Stafford, you need to stop. But here's the thing. Honestly, you can say something close like that because, okay, let's just take it like this. Ben Roethlisberger didn't play much this year, and I'm pretty sure the Steelers won 8 games. But I will give Big Ben credit. You can't just simply look at his age because he does put up numbers. So if we're looking at numbers, he has a really good argument because he puts up numbers. So I'm not even going to hate on Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, but they did play pretty solid without him. Us, on the other hand, we lost every game without ours. Okay, so Stafford's got to be 3, right? Nope, no, actually, Aaron Rodgers is the 3rd highest paid quarterback. And some people be like, oh, that's fair. He's better than Stafford. You can pay him more. But hold up. That's not the argument here. The argument is that Matthew Stafford's paid so much money that we can't be successful. Well, Aaron Rodgers paid more than Stafford. He's 36 years old. But yet, somehow, some way, they're in the playoffs. They were an NFC Championship team. They were in that game. They were in the NFC Championship game. How does that happen? What? They're spending more money on their quarterback, and yet they're in the playoffs? Okay, hold up. Okay, well, Stafford's definitely coming up here. Well, no, it's actually Jared Goff. Yeah, Jared Goff, he finally got a deal, and he's getting paid $33.5 million. Now, by show of hands, how many people think Jared Goff, straight up, is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford? Timmy, put your hand down. Sorry, Timmy's Timmy's a hater. Okay, maybe some of you guys think he is. You guys would be crazy, but maybe some of you guys think he is. Whatever. I don't know. That you guys are wild. But Jared Goff is getting paid more money than Matthew Stafford. Now you may be like, well, why is that? Because you getting paid, people don't understand that. How much a quarterback gets paid isn't always just by, I'm better, so I get more money. No, it's by, when you're getting paid, how it works out. They have to pay Jared Goff or he could walk, because he could. Jameis Winston's going to get a big contract, most likely from Tampa Bay. Otherwise, they won't have a quarterback. They're kind of in that situation with him, okay? He's either going to get a big contract or he's going to be let walk, or he's going to walk away. And in that case, now Buccaneers have to go find a new quarterback. So you'd be like, okay, why don't they just go get a new quarterback then? Because it's not that easy. Now, I've talked about this. I'm not going to get into how easy it is to find a quarterback, why Matthew Stafford is taken for granted, that kind of stuff, because I got videos on that. Go look him up. But I'm just telling you the simple fact that Stafford's not overpaid. We are 4 quarterbacks in. Stafford hasn't come up yet. Okay, well, let's round out top 5. We have Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is paid $32 million a year. He is making more money than Matthew Stafford. 27 years old. Okay. Carson Wentz has taken the team to the playoffs. He hasn't, but now injuries come into play. He hasn't really even played in the playoffs, so I guess, I don't know. You guys think Carson Wentz is better than Stafford? I wouldn't take him. Maybe I'm a little bandwagon for that one. I don't know. I wouldn't. All right, I'm sorry. There is something in my eye. Get out. Top in at number 6. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is paid more money than Matthew Stafford at 34 years old. Did you see what the Falcons did this year, dog? Matt Ryan was healthy. For 34 years old, he's getting $30 million a year. He's getting paid more than Matthew Stafford. But yet Matthew Stafford's the one that's overpaid? Hold up. Now I'm missing something. Okay, well, we got to be close to Stafford. We are close, but not yet. Number 7, Kirk Cousins. Yes, Kirk Cousins. Everybody makes fun of Kirk Cousins. He's getting paid more than Matthew Stafford. So I'm just saying. I don't know. 31 years old, 28 mil. He was a playoff team. So, yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know. He's making too much money. Seriously, out of many quarterbacks on here, if you think that because you pay your quarterback, you're paying your quarterback too much so you can't be successful, you're crazy. Because, look, Kirk Cousins is on here. What? What did he do with the Washington? Come on, man. They're fine. They have enough money. Carson Wentz, they were a playoff team. All right, next up, Jimmy Garoppolo. This team was in the Super Bowl, and their quarterback is getting paid more than Matthew Stafford. This should be completely the biggest telling thing of this entire thing. You have a quarterback who's in the Super Bowl, and Jimmy Garoppolo, who's getting paid more than Matthew Stafford. And Jimmy Garoppolo, hold up, y'all, please. The video cut off, so I'm hopping back in here. But seriously, y'all, let me hop back in. Jimmy Garoppolo better than Stafford? Come on, dog. That's not true. We know Jimmy Garoppolo ain't better than Stafford, okay? And they were in the Super Bowl, but yeah, he's getting paid more money. This dude was barely throwing passes. It was like Ryan Tannehill. He barely threw the football. They just ran it because they're so good of a team. Here's the thing. Derek Carr is barely getting paid less than Stafford. Alex Smith is barely getting paid less. Joe Flacco's getting $22 million and he's 35 years old. He lost his starting job. It's about the market, and that's how you get paid. Now, if you want to make the argument that, okay, you know what, Stafford's injuries, we should move on, that's why. I'm not even mad at you for that. This is different, though. The people that are going to say that he's paid too much money, and what do I mean by overpaid? He's paid too much money that we can't build a team around him. That doesn't make any sense because there's multiple examples here of players, of quarterbacks that are paid more than Stafford that have a playoff team. And if you think Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Carson Wentz, all of those guys are better than Matthew Stafford, not to mention Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and some of these other guys. Now, who's getting paid less than him? Okay, let's go through these players that are getting paid less, and let's see how many of these guys are better than Stafford. Nick Foles, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, Andy Dalton, Jacoby Brissett. Come on, man. Kyler Murray, rookie deal, doesn't count. Baker Mayfield, rookie deal, doesn't count. Sam Darnold, rookie deal, doesn't count. Mitchell Trubisky, Teddy Bridgewater, Daniel Jones, rookie. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Which one of those are better than Stafford, dog? And Jameis Winston's about to get the bling. Now, the only two players that people want to say is, okay, well, what about Mahomes and Watson? Now, boom. Those are because they're on rookie deals. Once they get that bling, things are going to change. That's the thing. Oh, wow, that rhymed good. See, the thing is, here's the difference. You guys, people want to look at it like, okay, well, hold up. How did Mahomes get a Super Bowl so early? Okay, well, here's the thing. Mahomes came in to an 11-win team and then a 12-win team, and then Mahomes is sitting on the bench and he just jumps into that. So he's sitting there, he's getting experience, he's coming into a great team with a great mind as a coach that has tons of weapons around him, and he's just like, all right, go play with that team. Go win a Super Bowl. Stafford, on the other hand, is sitting there and he's like, dang, I'm going to be drafted by the Lions, huh? Yep, you are. You're the first pick. Your team's 0-16, and Yeah, I mean, I don't really know any of the other players on this team, but you go take it over, go win us some games. And what does he do? 2 years later, run the playoffs. This guy took us to the playoffs 2 years after being drafted. Come on, man. This stuff's crazy. I can rank if you guys want to see me rank the quarterbacks in order, I will. But dog, Stafford is not worse than all of these guys. And it's not about how much you have to be able to build a team. We have not built anything around him. I mean, the numbers are simple. I don't need to explain them because I've already done another video. You guys can definitely go find it. I may even link it if I can find it. It's simple. Lions have not had a good running team or a good defense consistently ever. I'm not even talking about consistently, like maybe more than 1 or 2 years in his whole career with the Lions. And he came into an 0-16 squad. I'm not going to get into that because I can later if you all want me to. Let me know in the comments. But seriously, I'm about to... Whoa! I just need to relax. It's not that Stafford's getting paid too much that we can't succeed. It's that we don't know how to build a team. Jimmy Garoppolo was a perfect example. Getting paid more than Stafford. Not as good as Stafford. Because you can't just look at simply this year. Okay, you got to look at the past few years. Stafford when he is healthy. He's not better than Stafford. But yet, that team's in the Super Bowl. Why? Because they're so well built. They can run the football. He was barely throwing the football in the playoffs some games. They're so well built. They have a great defense. Us, on the other hand, we have the worst defense. We can barely run the football. And yet, Matthew Stafford's putting ridiculous numbers. Do you guys understand that when we were with Matthew Stafford, I think I have the numbers here. Let me actually pull these up. I don't think I have them here. I do. The Lions were averaging 300. Matthew Stafford averaged 312 passing yards a game. Matthew Stafford averaged 312 passing yards a game when he was healthy. Put that in perspective. The Kansas City Chiefs this season averaged 281 passing yards a game. Now, if that doesn't open your eyes to something, I don't know what does. Matthew Stafford was on an absolute tear. We just need to put a team around him. I'll get into more arguments if you want. I guess you can call this part 1. But this is a myth busted that Matthew Stafford is overpaid so we can't be successful. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.